Okay, so my name's Sarah Boyce. I grew up around Noosa. I lived around here for pretty much my whole life until I moved away at 17, and I did a bit of travelling and moving around then, and then it's about 21 that I sort of fell into the wine industry and just got really involved in it and went and did my course and really enjoyed it. So just took off from there and started to work in a small place in Victoria, and then travelled back and forth from Australia to overseas, just making wine here and there, and then landed in New Zealand just to do a vintage, and then ended up staying there. Ended up working for some really great people in a contract facility there. And so last year I approached my boss about starting up my own label, because I really wanted to do something on my own. That's sort of why I got into it, just to start something up. And I know he has some great fruit. He has a vineyard down in the Waihopi Valley in Marlborough, sort of perched up high on a little ridge line, and great soils and producing really good fruit. So I asked him if I could buy just a small package of him, and yeah, he was really keen for me to do that. So I decided to go out on my own and just do 300 cases of Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc and see how it came out, and it's turned out really well. And so I decided to go with Fire Snake because it's actually my Chinese star sign, and I wanted to make a wine that really sort of reflected me and my personality. I didn't want to just call it River, Run or Stone, something else, just kind of the standard thing going on. So I wanted to make it a little bit different, make it my own, and try to make a wine that really reflected something that I wanted in a wine. So yeah, so this is how it's come out, and it's turned out to be a pretty nice drop. It's a pretty crisp, fresh wine. It's got nice acidity. It's quite good length and quite good body, even though it's quite fresh and passion fruit and a little bit of tropical there, but also a little bit of that Marlborough typical green characters, gooseberry, a bit of guava. So it's got all that going on, and yeah, so it's come up pretty good.
So what sort of challenges have you faced in this your first vintage, going out on your own?
Basically learning the whole process, because putting the wine together was probably the easiest part, and then I had to go into the packaging was the first challenge, working out where I can get bottles from and who, and setting up accounts and designing labels and the whole dry goods issue, which as a winemaker you sort of think, oh, you know, somebody else takes care of all that and they just get it there and it's easy, but it's actually not that easy. You've got to come up with all the stuff and have it all there on time. And I remember my caps turned up like the afternoon just before bottling. I had only a couple of hours to spare and got all that, and then organising how I was going to get it to Australia, because I had already decided that I wanted to sell it here, because this is my hometown. So I thought, you know, that's probably the best place, and besides, you know, Noosa is such a good tourist place and all that sort of stuff, so there's so much happening here all the time, and also then my family can always have access to the wine, which is what they were asking me for. So just learning that whole new process on the other side of winemaking that all those people have to do for us normally, and going out there and doing it on my own.
Oh, okay, so this will be the first of many, Sarah?
Hopefully, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll see how this one goes, and I think from the response I've had that people are pretty pleased with it. Everyone's quite surprised on how much they like the wine and all that sort of stuff, so I think the response will be good, and I'll just see how it goes. I've got it into a few places now, and yeah, see from there.
So is there lots of young winemakers doing similar things? Is that how you kind of can break away on your own?
Not really. I'm actually pretty lucky that the guys gave me this opportunity. A lot of times you have to work in a company and work for a long time to build up into that winemaking position, and then sort of be allowed to do your own stuff, but usually under the label of the company that you work for. So because I was working in a contract facility, and we make wine for lots of different people, and also my boss had his own vineyards, I just kind of saw that little opportunity there that I could take and do something on my own while still working for them. So I made the wine at the facility, and then made all the other wines at the same time. time as well, and then just took this little extra week off to go and do my own thing and promote the wine. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, well, thanks, Sarah, and hope that's the first of many vintages
Yeah,
to come
so do
from
I.
Fire
Thank
Snake.
you very much.